Okay, so following yesterday's video about surrendering to desire for someone, something, all that sort of stuff, I thought I would do a video today just to sort of share a personal insight when I've been surrendering to my own desire towards people, towards things, and stuff like that. And that is the role of beauty. That let's just find a good spot. The role that beauty plays in attraction, the role that beauty plays in one's life. Now, personally, very much personally, if you've been following me for a while, you know that I teach dating stuff. Like, simply put, like how to be confident in dating, how to like express yourself, all that sort of stuff. And that you know that surrender, the process of surrender and letting go is basically, as a coach, when I was teaching this, it was the method in which I would help people get that. So if you don't know what surrender is, it's the simple act of feeling whatever the fuck's going on. You know, you could call it being mindful, but this I would say it's like next level mindfulness, where you actually surrender to the feelings that are actually happening. And as a result, you let your feelings elevate, you let them go to the next level, and you yourself feel lighter, happier, energetic, and all this sort of stuff, right? So in my own life, if you didn't watch the last video, this is a follow-up video, watch the last video about surrendering to your desire. I'll put a link in the description. But in my own life, some of the interesting things that happened was that as I was personally surrendering to my desire for someone, I noticed in myself that I was extremely attracted to that person, and I was afraid of feeling attracted to that person. So it's interesting because as I was expressing my attraction to my partner, it was actually that I was also afraid of expressing that attraction to that partner. Now, ultimately, this makes me a fucking better coach. You know, like as we heal ourselves, we heal other people. But it was super important to know that, because as what happens when we surrender to something, we fully surrender to it, we start to heal it, we start to let the emotion run its course, we start to ultimately then let it go. I began to realize that I'd been afraid of subtly. See, these are these things, it's called subtly afraid of being attracted to people in the past. And that has stunted my communication to them, because I did not want to be seen as attracted. So, but the thing is, as I say this, right, and as I realize this is the emotional pandemic when it at least comes to people's relationships, is that at least at the start, we are afraid. We are afraid of sharing how we truly feel about someone. So what do? We try playing games. And 90% of the time, whenever I'm working with someone one-on-one, or whenever I get a message like a question, it's like all I'm doing is getting to the core of what they're afraid of, and I invite them to surrender to that. So when I'm working with people one-on-one, I fucking force you through that channel intensely. I have currently five people for my 6-week immersion that are currently available. You can email me or check out my website, sharamnamdarian.com, to find out more information about that. But this is the emotional pandemic. This is the emotional pandemic of, at least in relationships, of the fear to express desire for someone. And this carries forward into relationships, is that there are, and this is not a blanket statement, because there are obviously exceptions to this rule, that when I interact with couples, I still see that fear of desire. To desire someone fully puts your heart on your sleeve and makes you more capable of rejection. So as you put your heart on your sleeve, as you expose your very heart, you are more exposed to someone saying no. Obviously, because you're like, hey, baby. But What happens is as you surrender these feelings, as you surrender to them and ultimately let them go, your your quest, your lust for your partner, your attraction to them, because you get it out. You are capable of getting it out again and again and again every time you see them. You express your desire for them, to them, and it is wholesome. It is not needy desire. That's the thing that people ultimately reject. It's not your desire. It's the need for a response. That's the neediness. That's the pain that causes in relationships. It's like, that's the thing. It's like, oh, they were so needy. It's like because they needed you to act in a certain way. That was the major issue. It was, hey, I like you. Like me back? Which there is nothing wrong with that. There is nothing wrong with having needs. That's the big ass. That was like one of the first problems I had to encounter when I was like first Mr. Harvey Hook, whatever, as I was using that name. People like, oh, but I don't want to be all needy. It's like, you have fucking needs. Deal with it. You know, we need water. We need food. To say that you aren't needy is to lie to your motherfucking self. We are needy as people, but what's different is the emotional attachment to those needs. So do we need things to go a certain way for us to be happy? When we place our happiness on someone else, they feel that. And if they are not ready to hold that happiness in their heart, some people are not ready. Some people are not ready. And then there are other people who are like, you're not ready. That makes me more attracted to you because I can change you, is what they do. So with my own journey, you know, I know some people like it when I share personal stories. Some people hate it. Fuck it. I don't care. I'm going to share what message I think I needs to be shared. In my own personal journey, I recognized I was afraid of beauty within others. But then, afraid of expressing my desire, my love for their beauty. You are beautiful. And then I realized very, very deep down that I had been suppressing beauty's effect on my very fucking soul. And that it does have a visceral reaction for at least me. That there is value in beauty. And I experienced that on a deep existential level. So I share this because I know that there are some people out there who like, oh, but like, oh, it's something so superficial. How could they just love their appearance? It's like there is depth to superficiality because it affects us on a visceral, primal level. And to deny the superficial nature of who we are is to deny the depth in which we can explore that. Just because it is skin deep does not mean that it is not deep. And once you recognize the depth, that superficial things can have depth, you allow it to go deep. You allow yourself to go deep in understanding what it is, what it means to you, what you like, what you don't like. To say that, oh, but something superficial, you know, I don't like that. That is to deny beauty within oneself as well. Inner beauty, outer beauty, all kinds of beauty. I see this in people. I've seen this in myself. Just a quick thing. People I find are afraid of that. It's like there are some people who mistrust beauty. It's too good. Some people mistrust themselves being beautiful. Too much attention. I know I did that. I know I have done that until last night where I surrendered something within myself and I realized I've been afraid of being beautiful. That's why I've been overeating. That's why I try like, weight loss via meditation. I overeat because I do not want to be seen as attractive. I have seen in videos in the past, and this is past tense, post-mortem, because once you realize you are done with it for fucking life. I realized that there was once a video that I felt really attractive in, like, my hair is great. And immediately after that, I stopped doing whatever work was working for me, that I was afraid of being attractive. So what do? We let go, we surrender. Thank you for watching.